Welcome to all. This is the program to implement the K-means clustering for customer segmentation. First, we have to import some libraries, and these are the libraries which is pandas as pd and matplotlib.pyplot as pld, and sklearn.cluster import k-means clustering for customer segmentation, and here data is equal to pd.read csv file, which means mall customer.csv. The CSV file which I have already uploaded in this Jupyter notebook. Here is the CSV file mall customer.csv file, and to display the first few rows of the data set, we have to give data dot head function. Then display the data set as a structure. We have to import data dot info function, and then check for missing values. We have to print for our understanding, missing value is each column. Sorry, missing value in each column. To print data dot is null function dot sum function. And then step 2, use the elbow method to determine the optimal number of clusters. And this is the list WCSS is equal to empty list to store within a cluster sum of square WCSS. Here is the for loop from 1 to 11. K means equal to K means n cluster is equal to high. It's just a K means clustering for segmentation. And then to fit the data, we have to select 3 columns onwards and have to append the WCSS for each cluster using append function. And then next we have to find the elbow. Next we have to plot the values which is stored in WCSS to find the elbow method. And these lines are used to show the graphical representation, which is pld.figure 8 to 5 and pld.plot range 1 to 11, and marker is equal to O, and the title is elbow method, x label as number of cluster and y label as WCSS, and then the grid is true. Then for visualization, plt.show function, and then in steps 3, set the optimal number of cluster based on the elbow method. This is the optical cluster which value is 5, and then k-means is equal to k-means of n cluster is equal to optimal cluster, and it k-means this is for clustering segmentation, and then k-means to fit the data, and then add the cluster label to the dataset using k-means dot label. In step 4, separate the data into cluster for visualization. For this, we have to use a for loop which is using the variable optical cluster, and then for the dataset which is in mall customer.csv file, we have to differentiate the datas using the color red, black, blue and green, last magenta. Here is the label for f cluster I. Inside there is a for loop which is for optimal cluster, and then the another for loop for df cluster to scatter the plots. And then in this title which we given a customer segment, and x label for annual income, y label as pending score, and pld.legends, pld.grid as true, pld.show function to visualize the graph. Here is the output for the program which we have run. So these are the missing values, and then the elbow method. This is the graphical representation of elbow method. Here is the X label, sorry, Y label, and X label also. Here is the graphical representation for customer segmentation, and the Y label has pending score from 1 to 100, and the X axis is annual income, K means cluster. This is the graph. Red as cluster 0, and black as cluster 1, blue as cluster 2, and green as cluster 3. Here is pink as a cluster 4. This is the graphical representation of customer segmentation. That's it. Thank you for all.